Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Temple of Possibilities. I am Minister William, or Reverend Will, if you wish, leading today's sermon of September 14th, 2025. And as always, we'll start with a moment of silence for prayer, meditation, or what have you. All right, thank you. I hope everyone had a good Grandparents' Day last week. That's why we did not have a service. As you know, we do not have them on holidays where it is better to spend time with your family rather than go to a church. Today's sermon is called How to Chill Out, and it was written by Audrey McCann and uploaded to Unitarian Universalist Association website on September 3rd, 2025. Feelings are just your body talking to you about how you're doing in the moment. Even if you've gotten used to ignoring them, they're still talking to you. Allison Denede, notes from your therapist. On Sunday morning, I was co-teaching a children's religious education class at my church. One of the students was clearly having trouble with the transition between activities and expressed it by yelling at another student and me. Since I was in the middle of a stressful semester at a cemetery, I had it prioritize sleep and self-care for weeks. In other words, my patience was pretty darn thin. I allowed my anger to spur my own, and I was having a hard time choosing what to say without yelling back. Once I caught up with him, though, what I saw in his eyes wasn't anger, it was fear. I immediately felt like a jerk for losing my patience with him. We can stay in the hall if you want. Come sit with me. He begrudgingly sat down on the floor beside me with his face in his hands. I asked him if he wanted to share what was wrong. Big was the word he used to describe his feelings. He said they were too big to even talk about. We don't have to talk about them, I said, but would it be okay if I tried to teach you ways to make them feel smaller? I taught him a somatic exercise I learned from my therapist. I gently tapped my cheekbones. See, just simple taps already make me feel more relaxed. When things feel too big, I use this to as a tool to calm down enough to talk about it with a friend or a family member. He tapped his cheekbones and I watched his anxiety and overwhelm settle. He needed guidance. I realized for how to navigate the emotional roller coaster of life as a neurodivergent kid, not judgment and impatience from a neurodivergent adult who had been taught to repress big feelings. Being an adult means I have the responsibility to unlearn a lot of crap I was taught as a kid. On top of that, being a liberal religious educator means I have the responsibility to teach myself and others how to show up every day centering love. Sometimes that means teaching a sweet kid to calm down, how to calm his developing nervous system. Most of the time, though, it means tending to my own reactive nervous system and allowing a sweet kid to remind me how to chill out. Prayer. O Spirit of grace and gentleness, hold us as we learn to show ourselves the kindness we seek to model for those we love. We may accept help and remember only acts of self-care so that we can take care of one another, centering love always. A lot of people lately have been allowing themselves to get too emotional over the things that have been going on in the world, and they take it out. It feels like they take it out on those of us who aren't allowing ourselves to be overly emotional about it and aren't making a big deal of what's going on. But we can still help each other, help our friends calm down, and I guess try to see why they feel that's okay to be emotional about these things and that how wrong it is for those of us who don't feel too emotional about it. In this world, we have to come together because there are people out there who are willing to tear everything apart just to destroy everything. Remember, everyone, when we all come together, the possibilities are endless. And I'll see you next week.